What you're about to see is no ordinary plot. Step back. Don't be afraid. Get ready for some laughs. What's happening? Is that a train? In the desert, there better be a boat, and look at those fireworks. The girl's eyes sparkled, as if she had been pulled back from the edge of death. Guess the plan bombed, and the butler's out of a job. The girl stood there confused, watching the buzz as everyone rushed to save the sinking ship. What a lively scene. Among them was Mr. Devonte, absent all night, racing to the sea in a motorboat like a superhero, wife at the beach. Heard from the gardener that her husband joined in the rescue. After all, Devonte's got experience in this. His late wife's death here wasn't a coincidence. The crew was safely back on shore, and the girl quickly ran to her husband after a night out, sincerely apologizing for her fashion choices from last. The man wasn't bothered, but just as they made up, a cop barges in and pulls Devonte aside. He says there's an important update, and worried. The wife rushes over only to hear. They found Devonte's late wife's little sailboat near the wreck, and wait, there's a skeleton in the cabin. Talk about a surprise guest. But Rebecca was buried just 2 months ago. What's going on? His mood took a nosedive. Meanwhile, on the way home, the truth couldn't be hidden any longer. He excitedly claimed that the grave wasn't Rebecca's but an unknown. He took such actions entirely to conceal the hidden truth of having killed his ex-wife. In this context, can you tell me if you still love me? Such shocking news left the girl speechless. She never expected this charming guy was actually a potential wife killer. But at that moment, she didn't doubt their love. She hugged him tightly, sticking to their vows. After some cozy time at home, the husband finally revealed why he killed his wife. He thought he was the luckiest man in the world marrying a knockout. But on the 5th day of their honeymoon, he realized Rebecca wasn't perfect and wasn't shy about her wild social life. She acted like the perfect estate lady, but really, she was living it up and openly testing Devonte's patience. This deeply wounded his pride and emotions, filling him with pain and hatred. Devonte believed Rebecca's antics posed a serious threat to his estate and family reputation. What a lose-lose situation. She knew the importance of family honor, and to save it, she opted for extreme measures. During their last standoff, Rebecca intentionally ticked him off, claiming she was pregnant. And the child wasn't even Devonte's. Aiming to take his place, Devonte was in total despair and panic. In a fit of rage, he ended up choking his wife, and then decided to hide it by putting her body in the sailboat. The boat drifted off to a secluded cove called Lover's Cove, an out-of-the-way hideaway, where he stashed Rebecca's body. He hammered in a few holes in the deck to sink her body, thinking he could cover up this glorious act. But now, Devonte saw it sank too close. If the reefs, he might have avoided this mess. After hearing her husband's story, the girl felt sympathy and said since Rebecca was gone, there was no need to dwell on old wounds. But is that really true? The next day, the sunken ship was recovered, and the truth became even murkier. Meanwhile, the police launched a new investigation. Devonte remained remarkably calm during the trial. He answered every question from the judge witfully, with seemingly no flaws in the story. But with Rebecca's cousin's testimony and a shipwreck expert's word, the case took a new turn. Experts pointed out there were signs of tampering on the deck, indicating it wasn't an accident, but rather murder or suicide. Hearing the evidence against her husband, the sheltered wife fainted right there. Things had taken quite the turn. After the trial, the girl woke up with her family's help, only to find Devonte temporarily detained for lack of evidence. The girl, just home from court, had a bizarre dream about her husband's late wife accusing her of injustice. She saw her husband pleading in court at the estate, then a lightning flash jolted her awake. Sadly, her husband was under investigation for killing his wife, leaving her wondering if they could bypass this trouble. Luckily, the next day, her husband was released, holding her hand tightly, announcing that the jury lacked enough evidence to detain him. Unfortunately, they couldn't chat for too long since he had to hurry to bury his late wife's remains. Time to hustle. But just then, Rebecca's cousin showed up at the estate, and it seemed like drama was about to unfold. This guy had always been suspicious about his cousin's death. Could Devonte really be her killer? To everyone's surprise, Pfeffer pulled out a letter Rebecca wrote to him the day she was killed, and the contents were chilling. The letter invited him to meet in a snack house, saying she had something important to tell him, but Pfeffer was at a party that night. So he deduced that Devonte killed his wife to cover up that important secret. What a conspiracy. If the close housekeeper knew the truth about Rebecca, who knows what chaos would ensue. Devonte couldn't help but throw a punch, and the housekeeper quickly pulled him back before things escalated. Such pathetic blackmail sent him into a rage. He swore he wouldn't give him a dime. But would the shameless man quit easily? Clearly not. After evicting Pfeffer, the wife proposed money to resolve it.